You're kidding me, right?
Go Broncos.
I guess I'm the only one who feels.
No, I mean, I
guess
it's
absurd.
Here's the thing.
It's absurd.
I don't know where.
What are we doing?
How about this? It's a huge influx of cash to your city, though.
I get it. But shut the schools down.
No, I know. I don't know what you would cut. I don't know what you do.
Because you're not impacting just the kids. You're impacting the kids' parents. You're impacting what they do.
I would hate it. Yeah. I would hate it for sure.
Your kids' daycare.
Listen, Pittsburgh.
They can't go.
As far as I know,
whatever.
Pittsburgh
Yeah,
has never.
So what does that do for you?
They've never handled anything like this. They've never had this before. So it's going to be. I'm sure the whole city's going to shut. I mean, the whole city's going to go insane. So half those kids' parents will probably be drinking beer at 9 a.m. down in the plaza anyway.
I guess you guys aren't hearing me. I'm not appealing to the schools and that. I'm appealing to the whole concept of everyone's lives changing. You basically don't get to go to work because of the NFL draft.
I totally agree with you. I don't know what you want me to say, though. Like, I agree.
Are you kidding me? You're kidding me.
You know what? How about this? How about the NFL sets up a daycare center right outside the draft, and then you can go do that. That's where you drop the kids off.
I'll make it very easy. If the NFL wants to shut down the roads because there's going to be too much traffic, maybe it's incumbent on the NFL to make sure that these kids have a proper place to go to do the remote learning if you're going to hold a draft. Or I tell you what, invite all the kids to the draft and learn there.
That's what I'm saying. They need to have some satellite campus where they all get to learn from Myles Garrett about 2 + 2 = chair or whatever he wants to teach them because it's just like do push-ups.
Uncle Roger's School of Knowledge.
You guys joke and we're all joking around. Our educational system's jacked up in a lot of different ways. Here's another reason. You think they're pulling this stuff in China? You think those kids are missing school because of the Chinese draft?
Chinese has no Super Bowls, so they have no idea what that's like.
They have no draft. Yeah, they have no idea.
303-504-0925. Back after this.
I haven't turned my sprinklers on yet because I'm just not sure. Are we going to get another deep freeze? Is there anything? Is there any hope around the corner? So I watered by hand my lawn this weekend. I just gave it a little bit to drink. It was so thirsty. But you need more than that. You know that. That lawn, where it is right now, where you want it to be come June, come July, you better aerate that sucker, and nobody does it better than Mile High Aeration. Here's the phone number. 303-778-1000. 303-778-1000. They don't just aerate. They do it better than anybody else. They take the deepest plugs in town. That matters. How deep do you go matters. They use a special sauce fertilizer to help your lawn. Get it done now. If we get another blast from Mother Nature, perhaps one more blanket of snow, we can use one. Get it done right afterwards. Mile High Aeration at milehighservices.com. That's milehighservices.com.
Hey, before we get back to the Nuggets, can I just mention something real quick? Opening day for the Rockies is on Friday. They have their starting lineup pretty much set here, along with their rotations and everything else. There's one guy that I kept an eye on during the spring training period, actually a couple. But some new names to this lineup. At third base, your starter's going to be Kyle Karros, who had an amazing spring training, very young guy, promising, power, all that stuff. Eric, who was also a great player in his own right. But at first base, the guy that Moser rolled his eyes at me for, your starter's going to be TJ Rumfield.
Son of?
Dave. I have no idea.
Donald.
Do you know what's interesting about it? That's good, Jake, actually. All right. The interesting thing about TJ Rumfield, his strikeout rate with about a week left in spring training, I didn't see it afterwards. You know what it was? 2%. Give me another first baseman in the league. By the way, the league low last year in strikeout rate was Luis Arias, who had a 3.1 strikeout rate. This guy's like Tony Gwynn, putting the bat on the ball, not striking out, put the ball in play. Just rare for a first baseman. But this is not going to be a year I'm like, I think they're better than you guys think they're going to be. I'm not doing that this year. I was burned too bad last year.
Are you sure?
So Patrick Saunders.
I kind of want to, but
How
no.
could you be so sure?
Patrick Saunders in the Post laid out the entire roster, went through the infield, the pitching rotation, the outfield, and I'm reading this last night, and I'm trying to memorize it. Right? I said, listen, I'm a professional sportsman. I have to know the roster for the professional sports team here in town. I don't have the roster in front of me. I don't have it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try, just from what I read last night, to give you the Rockies outfield.
Okay.
Mickey Moniak.
The outfield should be one of the easier ones. Okay.
I know,
yes.
but I forget names.
Mickey, yes.
Mickey Moniak. Jordan Beck
Yes.
is in that outfield. Who's that good defensive outfielder?
Oh,
I know his name just escaping me. Right, help me out, Moser. Don't look, don't read.
I'm not looking. Brenton Doyle.
Yes.
All right, so that's three. There's one more outfielder.
There's kind of a couple.
Yeah, but there's one
guys.
more. Who's the other one? I should
Jake
know.
McCarthy
Yeah,
made the team. Now,
Jake
the other guy,
McCarthy,
the question's going to be like, is Tyler Freeman healthy or not? Because Freeman is in the mix for like that and second
Kevin
base
Freeman?
and a few different things.
All right, let's go to the rotation. Kyle Freeland is your opening day starter.
Again, correct.
My boy Lorenzen, the pride of Italy.
He's probably your number
He's in
two.
the rotation.
Yep.
That guy from Japan.
Shugano.
Quintana, he's in the rotation.
Jose Quintana?
What's so
guy
funny?
From Japan, he says.
Well, I mean,
That guy, Japan.
I get credit for
Guy
this.
from Japan.
Tomoyuki Shugano.
Okay.
Okay. The last member of the rotation,
It's on this squad last year.
Feltner.
Feltner, yes.
And then,
Correct.
So does that mean that Dollander is?
So
what happens to him?
Here's what's interesting. Dollander's on the big league club. They think, from what Schaefer said heading into this season, Warren Schaefer, he said that Feltner is more consistent right now. We're going to make Dollander the long reliever to make sure he sees MLB at bats, that he still is in the mix, but he's not going to start as a starter in the rotation. But all that's going to take is one guy to go on the IL for
It can happen
15
very
days.
fast.
Yeah.
All right, the infield, we know the catcher. Who's the backup catcher? That I don't know.
So they moved. It's not
Goodman's your catcher. He was an all-star last year.
Of course.
Yes. So they do not. I think it's Fulford was his name last year. They sent him down to Albuquerque. They have a guy named Brett Sullivan who's the backup catcher now.
Tovar's your shortstop.
Correct.
Rumpfeld's your first baseman.
Yep.
Who's your second baseman?
New guy. Again, this is dependent on Tyler Freeman's health, but it's either Freeman or Will Castro.
Because Freeman can bounce around all over the place, right?
Yeah, he's kind of a duel guy.
All right, got it.
Right.
Got
and
the
then
roster.
Kyle Karros.
I got the roster.
So there you go.
I feel so much better about myself.
I just
I'm
wanted.
way ahead of what I was last year.
That is true. Yes. So that is your sort of update here with the Rocks and what they're going to bring to the table on Friday when they take on.
if you're ready to enjoy baseball. By the way, I sent you guys a photo about an hour ago. Nobody responded. That's fine. Doesn't matter.
Let's see if
you
it's
do or
worthy.
not.
I was just doing my job.
Let me see. A photo
by the way,
of a stadium
somebody
in
asked
Pittsburgh.
somebody asked about Zach Veen. Zach Veen was sent down. They want him to get at bats, and they don't think he's an everyday guy yet. So
You sent me a photo of a stadium in Pittsburgh.
That's the baseball stadium. That's where the Pirates play, PNC Park. Correct.
How did you want me to respond to this photo?
Oh, cool. Baseball's almost here. That place is going to be full, at least for opening day. Then it's going to be an absolute morgue. If you're enjoying baseball and you're ready to enjoy some baseball, and I know our team
Is that
lost
snow?
119
By the way, is
games
that
last
snow
year.
in Pittsburgh?
No, that's just I have to take a. No, it's not snow.
that looks like snow everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like a snowy Pittsburgh to me, based on your photo.
No, that's just white roofs and stuff inside the stadium. But the deal is that you better enjoy this season because you're not going to have one next year. That's my guess. You are not going to have a season. So get it while you can. Whether it's 119 losses again or maybe it's 100 losses or whatever it's going to be, enjoy your baseball because I'm guessing that the lockout is going to be significant and you're going to lose an entire year. You know, I was talking to Riker about this. You remember when the NHL lost its season, Vic, Brett?
Oh, yeah?
And the players were never, ever, ever going to accept the salary cap. Just ain't going to happen. No, ain't going to do. But when you miss a whole year of paychecks, and then not only did they come in with a salary cap that was really low because they lost so much revenue, they rolled it back 20%. It was a nightmare for the players. Riker goes, you know what they should do? They should get a deal done right now with a salary cap and get all they can right this second.
Yeah.
Because they're going to lose an entire year. They are.
Now, to yesterday afternoon.
Hold on. I got to read these texts.
Go ahead.
My rant about 3 days of remote learning for kids in Pittsburgh.
Oh, go ahead.
Texter 4947. Vic upset over kids having to remote learn but taps into his radio gig remotely. I have a couple of people saying that. What's the difference there?
You weren't learning? You don't need a teacher.
You aren't a kid?
Doesn't impact my life, my kid's life, my family's life. I do the job either way. Correct?
It affects my life when you actually infiltrate the studio.
Exactly. But when you have your kids remote learn and let's say they have to be home, whose lives does that affect most? Whose lives does that affect most?
The parents.
How do you go to work?
Yeah.
How do you go to work? You had to go to the auto body shop. How do you go to your kids are at home? What do you do with your third grader?
Are you telling me that you have to do the show from home a lot because Terry has to stay home with you when you're
Exactly. The point is, don't come up with stupid stuff like that. You know what it does. It changes lives. Everyone.
That's what
3
basements
days.
and locks are for, though.
What's that?
That's what basements and locked doors are for just such an emergency.
Like what?
Hey, draft comes
so
to town,
so what
send the
age
kid
is a good age to leave the kids at home alone? Like at what? Like where does that stop?
Can they walk? I don't know. You know if they can walk, I guess.
There's a stupid movie I watched years ago where he said, "You got a babysitter? No. You got a TV, don't you? Well, there you go."
Good. Seriously, what age? Like if you got an 8th grader, okay. You got a high schooler, okay.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing. But if you have an elementary schooler, not a chance. No way. No.
I left baby Jamal Kale by herself over the weekend. She was fine.
Yeah, she was great.
She got into the knives, but was careful about it.
She got into the whiskey cabinet.
Hey Vic, so the Nuggets win both games over the weekend. They got fully healthy again, ish, because Peyton Watson's still on a minutes restriction. This was Adelman on P. Watt's return.
Tired, but very effective. That's the funny thing about the minute restriction when you get the number. Sometimes it's frustrating, and sometimes it's almost too many minutes. When a guy hasn't played, playing 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 with coaches is not the same as playing against the Blazers and Drew Holiday picking you up full the first time you touch the ball. I thought he was good. He was aggressive, got to the paint. I loved the 6 rebounds. The 3 assists. I think the more he has the ball and gets in the paint, the more experience he has doing that. I think the assist totals will go even higher because he really does bring 2-3 people with his length and the way he can finish.
Let me tell you something about Peyton Watson and just the way that David Adelman talked about him. He's not going anywhere.
What do you mean?
That guy, well, I'm saying beyond this season. I think that they value his game.
Mm-hmm.
And think about it. He missed, 6 weeks, Vic?
You don't know that. You could say that now. You could say something entirely different come June.
He missed 6 weeks. He comes back in for 20 minutes, puts in 14 points.
Yeah.
I don't know how many guys in this roster can do that.
Listen, man, he was there were times he looked very, very tired, and he said as much after the game. He was fatigued. He was forcing shots because you want to get back into it. You know, a lot of it is experimental at this point. When you're on a minutes restriction, you just want to see how far you can take your body. It's going to take 3 or 4 more games. That's why it was so important, Moj, to have everybody intact for some sort of runway into the playoffs. You can't just come back for the playoffs because that's a completely different form of intensity. You got to have this runway, and now they have one. They have some games to get this rotation going, and I'm eager to see what they do with this rotation.
You know, Vic. I look to last year. I'm right there with you too because I've come around to your line of thinking, man. Just get the 4. Just have home floor against Houston, and I think you're going to win, and then you start to ramp up. Last year for the Avalanche. You have Brock Nelson, just got traded. Landy comes back, and he plays a couple with the Eagles. Then he plays with the Avs. If you could have gotten by Dallas, that's why having that Dallas matchup in the first round was such a pain in the tail. Because that you had to have that as a ramp-up, as a sort of chemistry ramp-up scenario. You weren't your full selves even when that friggin' series started. And you had to have that, you needed a ramp up. And God, if they just could have got by, then they could have gone on a run because I think you could see it start to ramp. And for the Nuggets, I completely agree. I think you would love just to see that chemistry start to come together. The schedule's going to help itself out here. And then get the 4 and go from there. Whomever you face in round number 2.
I heard you say
Ramp
something
up
in the
and go.
appetizer, and you said, Brett, that it doesn't really matter who you play in the postseason right now. You're fine with anybody.
Well, I think with the seeding part of it, no matter who you play, like the first round, it matters. But I think for the rounds after that, whether you got, let's say that they magically got the 3 seed, that the Lakers fall apart and you win out. You're still going to have back-to-back series where you face the Thunder and the Spurs.
But I would 100% rather play the Spurs in the second round than the Thunder.
It'd be preferable. Yeah. I'm just saying you're going to have to go through both of them regardless.
Understood, but
it just depends on the order.
But if I told you who would you rather play, who do you think you have a better chance against? I still pretend it's San Antonio.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they have to prove they haven't proven anything in the playoffs.
I wasn't saying that in a way of they're an even matchup.
Sure.
I was just saying it feels to me no matter what route you take, you're going to go either Spurs-Thunder or Thunder-Spurs, depending on how far you go.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this. The 1 and 2 seeds are going to have cakewalks in the first round because they're going to get either Phoenix and the Clippers, Phoenix and the Blazers. They're going to get somebody that they can walk over.
Yeah.
The rest of the West is going to be, good luck.
Right.
It's going to be hard.
It's a nightmare.
Between the Lakers, Rockets, Nuggets, and Timberwolves, those 4 teams, anyone can beat anyone.
Yep.
I think we can all agree.
Yep. For sure.
100%. Yeah, 100%. But it's either way, I've been waiting to see this team intact. Your point of, man, this team hasn't been like this since November 12th. Is that what it was? We haven't seen this put together a team since November 12th is crazy to me. And just give me some ramp up. Give me some chemistry because I love the makeup of the team when everything is going right and they're playing the way they should play.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Dwayne on the text line regarding the kids in Pittsburgh for 3 days remote
What
learning.
What are you doing?
Because this just stuns me. Dwayne writes in, you're right, Vic. Yes, they can make the kids remote learn. The parents have to make arrangements and adjustments. Think about what you just said. Think about what you just said, Dwayne. The parents have to readjust their entire life structure because the NFL is holding a draft for 3 days in your city.
Mm-hmm.
You're smiling. You're smiling because
Well,
I know. Just think, Dwayne. Just think about what you just typed into your phone.
I'm smiling because Moser was in the middle of making a
I don't
point and you
care.
just ripped him
This
off.
is more important.
I don't know if it is. I don't know. Wait, look. I got it. I don't know what more you want me to say about the remote learning thing. Yes, I get it. I understand.
Moser, do you have anything to say?
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with you, but it's happening.
Okay, I'm
so
sorry.
you're just going to have to deal with it. You're just going to have to make plans. I mean,
It doesn't
I'm looking around
affect
here.
my life. I don't
See,
care.
Pittsburgh is surrounded by hills, Brett, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And people live on these hills. They live over the hills and blah, 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 blah. Well, if they're in Pittsburgh, like, if the draft was in Denver and people in Arvada are remote learning, well, then they're stupid. I mean, but how many people around
Well, then don't have it
here
in Pittsburgh.
actually lived?
Well, then don't have it in Pittsburgh. If you can't
Well,
handle
that's my
it because
point,
you have to redo your entire, then guess what? You don't get it.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. As soon as the program is done, I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to go to City Hall. I'm going to go, hey, Eswipes, my boy Vic wants to know why you're shutting down
And this is coming
the
from the
schools
biggest
here.
sports. I mean, this is my life, my livelihood. Sports.
Can I ask one other thing real quick? Is Valanciunas just not going to play anymore? Is Valanciunas just done?
He hasn't been in the rotation. I think it's going to be on a need basis. If the opposing team goes big, then you've got him at the ready.
Do they think he's playing poorly? Like I haven't noticed him playing bad. There's been games and matchups in which it doesn't work, but I think he's been fine.
I'll just ask you, when are the Nuggets? I'll ask both of you guys this. It's a pretty easy question to answer. When are the Nuggets at their best defensively? When they can switch everything.
Yeah.
When they can switch 1 through 5. Switch, everything's switchable, right? And
Yeah.
they've done that the last couple of games, going small. And the reward, you could see it, man. A 13-2 run the other night, and then a 9-3 run yesterday in the fourth quarter. Both compliments of small ball.
Yeah.
Because they're able to switch. There's the difference.
Yeah, if you're facing a team that's got bigs, though, if you're facing OKC, I feel like you kind of got to, don't you? You got to give them at least a look. Now, we'll see. Look, there's plenty of time to figure that out. But now with guys fully healthy, I mean, Jonas has been out of the rotation entirely. So
Just put the dudes together, get some chemistry, and then let's go. Because even if you're going on the road, I feel like you have a shot to beat everybody in the postseason. I really do.
303-504-0925. Oh, by the way, next. Oh, by the way, stories around sports in the world we feel like you should be aware of in the NCAA tournament. Did you happen to see Kevin Willard was not happy with his Villanova team's start versus Utah State and said, the only thing I'm going to do is fire them and get a new staff in the middle of the game, which seems like a pretty wild decision to make mid-game with an interview. He said that it was a joke, but after the game, he said it was a joke, but he still was not happy with his staff.
I didn't understand the joke, if that was a joke, because I heard it, and it seemed serious. I mean, he didn't
sounded angry.
Yeah, he didn't smile when he said it.
Yeah. Weird decision, but in the NCAA tournament. Oh, by the way, wanted to say this. So Tim Hardaway Jr., we talked about accolades for people outside of Nikola Jokic, how that hasn't happened yet. Finally, Jamal gets an all-star nod, so you have one of those. And I wondered, Tim Hardaway's got to be in the conversation for Sixth Man of the Year. And he said straight up, was it after the game on Friday, Vic, that he wants it?
Why wouldn't he?
He wants Sixth Man of the Year.
He's done everything the last 4 Sixth Man of the Year award winners have done. They average about the same amount of points. This guy is instant offense off the bench. I can't tell you how many games he's pretty much won for the Nuggets by himself. So, yeah, he should be a candidate. He should want it.
I want to see the exact odds here. I'm assuming one of these sites will have
I'm trying to think of who the other candidates might be. I mean, Naz Reid's always a candidate because he's always up there. He's already won the award.
Yeah.
So Naz Reid has to be one. Tim Hardaway has to be one.
So let's see.
Peyton Pritchard is a former winner. I don't even think he's top 5 in the odds, which is sad and wrong.
Sixth Man of the Year. The favorite right now is Jaime Jaquez, the dude out in Miami.
Yeah.
Keldon Johnson is second. Naz Reid is third. Reed Shepard from Houston is fourth. A.J. Mitchell from the Thunder is fifth, and then Hardaway.
Look at Hardaway's numbers compared to Keldon Johnson. They're the same.
Yeah. I agree with you. He has been so money for him, too, this year. I'm trying to figure out. So this one's interesting. I don't know how this works. Clutch Player of the Year. Did you know that Jokic and Murray are third and fourth in that category, despite the Nuggets not being clutch this season?
What's the criteria to be Clutch Player of the Year?
I have no idea. No idea. But just for the record, Moj, Shea is minus 1,100 to win that award, so it's his.
Who's second right now in MVP?
Okay.
MVP.
I have a feeling Luka has crept up that list.
Shea is the overwhelming favorite to win that. Luka is second, followed by Victor Wembanyama, then Jokic. That's the top 4.
Do you care?
No. Jokic missed too many games
Not anymore. Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less anymore. Zero care.
Few other things. So
yeah, I've got one too.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Regarding the Pittsburgh closing schools down during the draft, Loretta says, Vic, I totally agree with you. These are probably the same parents that cry because schools give a snow day, but it's okay to take 3 days for a draft. SMH. Carrie says Vic's outrage is dumb unless it's about remote learning instead of just calling school off. Those 2 days don't mean jack for retention of knowledge. I guess my argument against you, Carrie, is so if those 2 days don't mean anything, where do you draw the line? If they don't mean anything, all right, then a week doesn't mean anything. 2 weeks don't mean anything. Why go to school at all? I tell you what, let's YouTube school. School's not necessary. I know, better yet. From now on, kids, if you're going to school right now, you will learn via our radio show. We will be your school. School is in session. I will teach. I'll be in charge of spelling. Mose, you've got geography. Brett, what do you got?
I'll do math.
You'll do math? Nelly, music class?
Good.
We need a music
math.
class.
Yeah, I'll teach music. Let's go.
From now on, school will be heard here for 3 hours every morning. Tune in from 7 to 10. You have the rest of the day off.
Speaking of school, did you guys see that Colorado College, their lacrosse team, has joined a new conference?
Yeah.
They have joined the New Jersey Athletic Conference.
Yeah, but that's I know you guys you sent that text out or Nelly did, but you realize that most of the lacrosse conferences are out east, right? Like
Yeah.
At one point, DU was in the – what's DU in right now? Are they in the Big Ten still? What's DU in? Look at DU's conference.
Colorado College from Colorado Springs in the New Jersey Athletic Conference is very odd.
I understand, but there aren't enough lacrosse schools on this
Sanford,
side.
California is in the ACC, Brett.
Yeah.
The Pioneers men's lacrosse team is in the Big East Conference.
Big East. There you go.
At least it's multiple.
Playing Syracuse and Georgetown
multiple
and all
states
that.
involved. How's this? Now, I don't know what the numbers are now, Mose, but this was on March 19th. The Buffalo Sabres are now 32-6-2 in their last 40 games at that time. No team had more wins in a 40-game stretch of the season since the 1995 Detroit Red Wings. The Buffalo Sabres.
How about that? I'm going to ask you both one simple question. Have you ever seen a team get a GM bump?
No.
Mid-season?
No.
A GM, not a coaching bump.
A GM bump.
A GM bump, because that's what happened to Buffalo. And as soon as Kevin Adams is out, they started to win and win and win and win.
If you want the opposite side,
insane.
The opposite side of this, Calgary, who ever since they traded Nas back here to Colorado, has basically waved the white flag on the season. They're done. It was before that too, but especially after that. Did you know you can get in the building the next 3 Calgary Flames home games? They play the Tampa Bay Lightning. You can get in for $12. They play the Kings. You can get in for $8. And they play Anaheim, which you can get in for $7.
Moser, that leads me to this.
$7.
If Edmonton couldn't get it done, and they knocked on the door here a couple times over the last few years, if they can't win one for Canada, who in the hell can?
Ha 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 ha. Nobody this year. That's for dang sure. I mean, Montreal's up and coming, Vic. Well, I mean, it's up and coming. They're going to be in the postseason. Montreal's building something pretty cool, but the Leafs stink. Ottawa's out. Winnipeg is out. Calgary's way out. Edmonton in that Pacific. I have an by the way for you. It's one of the best damn comments I've ever seen. Vancouver's the worst team in the league. They've already been mathematically eliminated. They're the first team to be eliminated. The Vancouver Canucks. Oh, by the way, I got a couple things. But did you see the comments of one Connor McDavid over the weekend?
I did,
He
but
said,
remind me.
Okay, he said, Brett, he said that they're fortunate to be in the Pacific Division. He said, we all are, because right now this is nothing but a pillow fight.
Yeah.
I thought, and I'm thinking to myself, that is one of the greatest quotes. That's what the Pacific is. It's a pillow fight. There's nothing going on
But
out
then
there.
it scares you that they suddenly wake up in the postseason, though.
Oh, dude. Utah is licking its chops to cross over and play the winner of the Pacific. Are you kidding me?
Having said that, Moj, Edmonton would still scare me as an opponent in the postseason. I would not want to play it. I would not feel fine.
out. Drysaitl's out. The
about
goaltending
that.
stinks.
I forgot about it. How long is he out
smoke
for?
him. The season.
Yeah.
So he's done.
No, he's in Germany.
Yeah, they're done.
He gone. Yeah. He's over there having some schnitzel and getting his knee opened up. Hey, real quick, Vic. I want to ask you specifically about this. How do you feel about racing?
Racing what? Foot racing? What? You want to race at 200, 400?
Well,
I watched the indoor track
racing.
championships.
Auto racing.
I know that Michael Jordan is suddenly on a dynastic run in auto racing. His team can't lose.
He is. Well, Kurt Signetti, I guess when you win a natty and go 16-0, certain privileges come.
It's pretty
he is
simple.
going
I
to
win.
be the
Google me.
He's going to drive the honorary pace car of the upcoming Indy 500, a brand new Chevy Corvette ZR1X, the most advanced Corvette ever made. Now, if somebody said, "Hey, Vic Lombardi, we want you to drive the pace car at the Indy 500," would you consider that an honor, or would you be like, I don't do racing cartoons?
That'd be the greatest honor ever. You kidding me? I'd hit that. I'd accelerate all the way to 35 miles an hour. I'm a slow driver, by
That's
the
the
way.
thing, dude. I couldn't do that either. I don't like driving fast.
I'm a slow driver.
Yeah.
My wife gets on me all the time. She's like, "Speed." I'm like, I
No,
don't
no.
I'm always slower than traffic.
That's not me. That's definitely not me. I go over the limit, but I don't push my car to 3 digits. I don't do that. That's too scary. Don't like it.
Yeah.
I've
Can
done
you
it one
imagine
time,
though,
one
Vic,
time in
on
my
his
life,
hog?
and I never do it again.
I was in a car with my cousin
Imagine
Dominic
Vic on
once.
his hog leading the Indy 500 field on his hog.
I'm always comping hogs.
Oh, Moj, I got the hog out of the garage over the weekend.
Really?
Yeah, I showed the community the
that what
hog
you call
this
it?
weekend.
I think you should put it
Rode
back in
around.
storage.
No, it was rolling. Took a while to get going.
Nelly, you got one for us?
Oh, by the way, here's an actual clip from the Minnesota Twins spring training television broadcast presented with no context.
So good start for the Twins here in the fourth inning. You ever seen Buck with his pants down? No. Like in shorts? No, like he doesn't have his, no socks showing. Ah, I see what you're saying.
So some guys hike up their pant legs to the knees. Some guys wear their socks down. He said, or I'm sorry, their pant legs down. You ever seen him with his pants down?
So good start for the Twins here in the fourth inning. You ever seen Buck with his pants down? No.
Can't say that I
Can't
have.
say that I have. No.
Again, the Not Another Bracket Challenge is underway. Check the standings at altitudesportsradio.com/notabracket. Our leader, Kevin, has 4 teams still alive, including number 9, Iowa, and number 11, Texas. The Not Another Bracket Challenge is powered by Groove Toyota. Start here, go anywhere, on Broadway, in Inglewood, or online at groovetoyota.com. So get back to what was a great weekend for both the Avs and the Nuggets, but the Avs especially, because not only did they win, they got a little help. Get to it next.
No.
Yeah, he did. No, it's big. I mean, we talked about it before the game. Our record with him, without him, is significantly different. And to get him back in the room, and that's, first game after 2 weeks off and limited activity. So we know he's only going to get better. But I thought, you need a big goal in a situation, and Marty comes up with the puck and finds Gabe, and he just has a knack for making a play when you need it, whether it's on the offensive side or defensive side. So it's good to have him back.
Gabe returns to the lineup and gets maybe the easiest goal of his career. I mean, the goalie was essentially behind the net by the time he threw it in there.
Dude, I was startled. I was actually startled because the game happened so fast. It's just this. And he basically stopped it, kind of looked around, waved to somebody in the crowd. What's up? Called his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here in front of the net. No, it's cool. And then he shot it.
It's crazy.
I'm like, dude, it was like pregame warm-ups. And the guys, before they head off to the room, that one last, you put it in the back of the net, 1 foot up, kind of blah. I'm like, dude, put it in the net. And he did. It was great, man. Cool stuff.
The nice thing, and we brought this up on Friday, what potentially could happen this weekend, but it all starts with your own teams, and specifically the Avs, taking care of their own business. Got to go out and win. Well, they did. Wasn't as easy yesterday as I think you would have liked against a Caps team that's not all that great this year, but you finish it off in overtime. You get 4 points on the weekend. You did your job.
And the Stars got 0 points.
But that's the thing.
Or did they get 1 point? Did
they got
get
one.
They got one.
But it was a weekend in which
last night they got 0.
No, but on the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was heading into the weekend, a 2-game schedule for you where you're playing some pretty easy teams that you should take care of, which you did. The Dallas Stars, who were nipping right at your heels, were taking on 2 teams that are difficult. They had a road game in Minnesota, followed by a back-to-back against Vegas, and they lose both. They were able to get 1 point on Friday. Was it Friday or Saturday? Against Minnesota, as they lost in OT. But that pushes you now 5 points ahead of them with a game in hand, and that is the same distance that they are from first place as they are third place, because that's what Minnesota trails them for the number 2 seed.
Yeah, it's identical. Again, the Stars have a game in hand on Minnie, so it's the identical situation. I just think that this is, at this point in the season, barring something really weird, this is how it's going to finish. I don't think that Minnie's going to catch Dallas, and I think the Avs are going to, continue to play well. Their schedule is very favorable coming up here. So you're going to have a real opportunity to essentially put it away. Kyle doesn't want me to say it on the air, but if they go 9-3-1 in their final 13 games, 9-3-1, then Dallas can't catch them.
Why can't you say that on the
End
air?
of story. Oh, he wanted to use it tomorrow for the pregame, but too bad.
All right, so now we're going to say it 3 times, 3 or 4
I
times.
mean, we can all figure it out anyway. Yeah,
Take
we can
that
all
L on
figure
the
it
way
out.
I might even tweet it now.
Yeah.
If they go
100% do it,
9-3-1,
dude.
mathematically Dallas can't catch them. Is that what you're saying?
And tag them. Yeah, 100%.
Let's all right now, everyone, tag Kyle Keefe with that stat. All right, let's see.
Well, you put that together.
Go ahead.
I'll throw a little retweet on there. Make sure everybody sees it. Having Landeskog back, though, what Bednar was talking
huge.
about. Yeah, I mean, you look no further than the record on and off with Gabe Landeskog, and you see the impact that he makes and the difference maker that he is within that lineup. It's just he does all of the little things that's necessary, and yes, it's a combination of his actual game and his skill with his leadership quality, with the knowing what to do in the right moment, being in the right place at the right time. It's all of that sort of wrapped up together.
Did you also see what Bednar did yesterday as the game went on? And he's done it. Landy's with McKinnon and Natchez. He's up there and he's rumbling to the front of the net. And Nacho's made a great steal. I mean, I don't know what Thompson was doing, thinking he's going to play that puck around the boards, but Marty Natchez read it well, bang. And the pass, I don't know. I haven't asked him. I don't know if he knew if Landeskog was there or not, or he was just throwing it to the other side of the ice. But it was in one motion, dude. It was like an unbelievably good play, unbelievably smart and good.
All right, so Landy was
Great.
the first one back of all the injured players. When do you? I mean, I keep saying this. I mean, LOC. LOC.
Yeah, don't know, Vic. Don't know about him or Lecky or Colton. Everybody's on the trip. I just think it's one of those things where, they'll know it when they know it. They'll be like, okay, I'm finally here and I'm finally there. And I think they're probably all different time frames, maybe all before the end of this trip, maybe none. I just don't know. But certainly I would think in the next week, everybody is going to be filtering back into the lineup here.
I have a problem. It's something I knew before this, but Vic, you just mentioned this during the break, and it's an issue. The Nuggets are tipping off past 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, it's an issue. And then
what are we doing?
And then look at the next next
yeah,
night.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
The Denver Nuggets lead. All right. I'm not going to use this as an excuse, but I'm going to tell you about the schedule. Because the Denver Nuggets are 13-12 over the last 25 games. All right? Very mediocre. They've also played the most back-to-backs in the NBA. They've also, and this is the one that people need to understand, they've also played the most 4 games in 6 nights and 6 games in 8 nights, whatever, abbreviated schedules in the NBA. They've also done what's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to play a game the night before and then have less than 22 hours or whatever it is to go play another one. So they're in Phoenix, have to travel back to Denver, and then the following night they play earlier, tip off earlier than they did the night before. It's just, it's stupid.
Yeah.
The NBA schedule is stupid. And they've done this version of stupid more times than any team in the NBA.
It just feels like it's constant with them. Like it's always something like that. These quirks in the schedule and the Nuggets. Yeah, it's difficult, but hey, you got to go out. I hate it. But this little, what do they call this NBC thing that they do? The basketball across America, whatever thing.
And David Adelman, when he was asked, I asked him, I said, what do you think has caused this inconsistent schedule besides the NBA Cup, which we always want to blame? He says he thinks it's the television networks. And I'll give you 13 billion reasons why it's happening with the television networks, because they spent the money, the NBA got the money, and they dictate when these games are going to be played, even if they're played at ridiculous times. And the Nuggets are paying the Nuggets are paying the freight for that.
9 p.m. is crazy.
Adam Morris was talking about this too yesterday. We had this discussion. NBA teams have complained to the league about the Utah-Denver series. And when I say Utah-Denver, a lot of teams from out east, they go to Utah and then they go to Denver. Or they go to Denver and then they go to Utah. And they say it's unfair because they have to play those two teams a lot of times on back-to-backs, a lot of times with little rest, a lot of times at the altitude, and it's hard. So the league took the foot off the pedal on that Denver altitude combo, that Denver-Utah combo. I know. Well, guess who loses out on it? The Nuggets have been paying the freight. They're the ones that have been traveling more in this ridiculous schedule.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there was a time, Brett and I talk about this on the broadcast sometimes. It never failed for NHL teams. You go to California, right? And the Sharks were good, the Kings were good, Ducks were good. They, 2 of them won Stanley Cups in that span, and the Kings won 2. But you had to face Kopitar and Getzlaf and Thornton and you
just did it.
And one of them always got you on a back-to-back. So either you went, Anaheim, LA back-to-back, and then played San Jose, or you played San Jose, LA back-to-back, and then there was always a combination where those 3 teams, one of them would be a back-to-back, and you get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Repeatedly. It was, whatever it was, it's a scheduled loss. Your centerman, because those guys are big studs, it would just get smoked, and you just get ruined on that road trip. So it was a benefit for those teams. And now teams are like, I don't want to play in the altitude.
Well,
it's too hard.
When the Nuggets and Avs have to travel to New York, guess what? You're going to play a lot of teams in that area.
Yeah.
When they travel to Florida,
you're playing 3 and 4.
You're playing the Florida
you're playing 3 and 4 nights.
That's how it works.
Yep.
So I don't understand what the issue is. If you're traveling to the Rocky Mountain region, why is it so hard to play both Utah and Denver? Why is this a point of contention? Big freaking deal.
thought about this a lot. I think that especially in hockey in the NBA, I think the Mountain Time Zone is maybe peak time zone for sports watching in this country. I think it's like the best one. It's not too early, not too late. You can still kind of catch everything. But for basketball and hockey standards, I think for the players it's a little bit rough. Because you're doing a lot of jumping around. And especially with
freaking who. Boo freaking who. You know,
I was defending
but
them.
at the same time, I understand that. But, Brett, do you realize when you're in the East, I don't care where you go, you're in your bed by midnight.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, all those teams that hop. So the Avs' closest team now is Utah. It used to be Phoenix or Mini, right? You're like, dudes, I mean, the travel of the Mountain Time Zone teams, they get, I mean, you're not just bouncing, like you play in the East, man. Boston, New York, Jersey, you know, Philly. I don't care where they play. They're back home in their bed. You go to Montreal, you're back home in your bed by midnight.
Moj.
Bunch of whiners out east, man. A bunch of babies.
I don't think you understood me. That's exactly what I was saying. For the Avs, for the Avs and Nuggets, it's very hard on them travel-wise as opposed to others, is all I was saying. Like, for me, I think it's a pretty prime viewing schedule. I like exactly where all these things kind of line up, especially football, like 10 o'clock on Saturday, 11 o'clock on Sunday. That's when it starts. It's always done around 7, 8 o'clock. Like, it's perfect. It's great.
I can't imagine if, you're going to be in Pittsburgh tomorrow night. That means for you, the Nuggets Suns will tip off after 11 p.m. You're going to
That
11
is
p.m.
correct.
to watch that game.
That is correct.
You know what that calls
And
for.
then we're going to stay over and then head to Winnipeg on Wednesday morning. So I won't be here Wednesday. Sorry about that.
That would make my blood boil, which blood donations are needed every day to help patients in Colorado. So join Vitalant and the Nuggets to save lives this March. Schedule your donation at vitalant.org/Denver Nuggets or any Vitalant donation center during the month of March. A chance to win a signed Nuggets jersey.
I hate your setups.
Every segue is perfect. If you're listening to this show, if you have listened for the last couple of weeks, my segues into the Vitalant blood donations have been flawless. I'm pretty proud of myself for it.
My favorite one was still when we played that audio of a raccoon getting murked by an owl, and you went, hey, speaking of which, Vitalant and the Nuggets need your blood.
Kyle Keefe's got blood all over his porch from a headless raccoon. That being said, you can donate your blood. I mean, come on, man. It's just
That was a
unbelievable.
blood-curdling scream. And speaking of blood,
Give me a quality segue into that then. How would you segue into it?
I'd say, people, listen. Help save lives right now. Go to Vitalant.org and donate. You can win a Nugget signed jersey.
I prefer to go to the bloody route. I go with blood first.
I've noticed. Yeah. I prefer to go the bloody route, he says. So, reminder to you guys.
I don't even want to hear an East Coast team bitch anymore. I am so not in the mood for it. Not a chance.
After a win against Portland and sporting a healthy roster, David Adelman will join PhD for his weekly coaches show today, talking all things Nuggets. His weekly visits are sponsored by Johnson Auto Plaza. Experience the power of the plaza at Johnson Auto Plaza, and that's at 12:20 today for David Adelman on PhD. So,
I'm sorry. I don't want to play the Utah and Nuggets back to back. I got to get my teeth buffed, and this cuts into my teeth buffing time, and then my pedicures. I'm gonna miss that. Can we do something about that?
Mm-hmm. Vic had a chance to talk to Marvin Mims yesterday, and I think it's one of the more intriguing stories heading into this offseason OTA training camp sort of schedule, is what happens with Marvin Mims after the acquisition of Jalen Waddle. Well, he had a chance to talk to him before the Nuggets game as he joined the pregame show, and not only discussed the Waddle trade and what it's going to be like in the offense with Davis Webb, but also if he's still thinking about that AFC Championship game and how close they were. We'll get to it next.
First and 10. They're going after him. Going for the end zone, over the shoulder. Oh, Mims hauls it in. 26 yards to Marvin Mims, who was injured as he was falling to the ground after making the over-the-shoulder catch.
That man joined Vic on the pregame show for the Nuggets yesterday. Vic, you did ask him, are you still thinking about that AFC Championship game? Here's what he said.
How much do you still think of that AFC title game?
Yeah, I think of it all the time. You know, it's funny because of that weather in the second half was just ridiculous. And people always ask me about it, and I think about it all the time. It's something you'll never forget.
So when you're on the line of scrimmage, because I tell people this all the time, you're on the line of scrimmage, could you even make out the safeties for the Patriots? Because they're wearing white.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to see. I mean, even whenever the other team's punting the ball and the snow's just going, I mean, it's hard to, actually want to keep your eyes up. So it was tough that second half.
All right. As tough as it was, I can't get over this. And I wanted to follow up with this, and I didn't. I still can't get over the fact that Marvin Mims was back there to return a punt. And the Denver Broncos had the ball on the Patriots' 33-yard line.
Yeah.
And got nothing out of it. That's the part that I have trouble coming to terms with that. I understand the whole second half and the weather, but you have the ball 1st and 10 on the 33, and you can't even get 3 points out of it, which you needed desperately.
Yeah.
That part is just wow.
It's such a missed opportunity. You know, at the same time, I don't know what happens beyond that. Let's say that they get points out of it. They end up winning that game. They go to the Super Bowl, all that stuff. It would be fun. I don't know. I don't see how they can get past what Seattle had last year, given backup quarterback in that situation. But, I mean, you're right there. You just had to pull out some points. And what was the final score again? It was
they lost by 3 points.
13-10?
Yeah.
The backwards pass by Jarrett Stidham.
Was it 13-10 or 10-7?
Well, maybe it's 10-7. Maybe you're right. Yeah. Why can I not remember this? It wasn't that long ago. But anyway, the backwards pass by Stidham is just kind of the thing that tipped the scales really in the other direction. You had other missed opportunities, but yeah, 10-7.
But you had the ball on the 33-yard line.
I know.
First, I mean, you're in most cases you're already in field goal range.
Well, now that we're moving on to this year and Jalen Waddle trade happens, you asked him about that as well.
The good news is Bo's going to come back healthy.
Yep.
The majority of your team's going to come back. The Broncos just signed Jalen Waddle, and we were talking before this, you can never have enough talent on the team. How did you react when you saw that trade?
Yeah, for sure. I think it really surprised me, just bringing in a guy like that. But, I mean, if you look at his career ever since high school to college to now, I mean, he's just an explosive playmaker. And I think offensively, we always need more playmakers. I think it'll be a really fun to watch, so we'll just see how it all comes out this season.
Do you ask yourself, what does that mean for me, since you guys are essentially the same type of player?
Yeah, a little bit. It's just interesting to see how I'll fit in the offense. But at the end of the day, just for me, the past 2 years, I mean, the thing I've taken pride in is being able to play running back, be a returner, be a receiver. So any way I can affect the game, I'm happy to go out there and do it.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is, talent can be found, and you're a talent, and you proved it in that game against Buffalo. You were targeted 8 times, you caught touchdowns, you did a little bit of everything. How do you expect the play calling to change, if at all, now that Davis Webb is calling the plays?
Yeah, we will be a little different. We'll see whenever we start practicing and getting in meetings and stuff like that. But especially Webb, being a younger guy, he's really recently removed from the league, had a good tenure with the Giants, really good college career. So I'm excited just to be able to learn from him to have the, the head man in the offense and kind of just get us going.
Can I speak for Marvin Mims for a second? Mm-hmm. And I'm not even saying he believes this, but if I were Marvin Mims, this is what I believe. What the hell? I think it's just like, what do I need to do here? What am I not producing that you need to see that garners more attention, more targets, more touches my way?
Or you can look at it this way. You can say, maybe the Broncos are going to lean in to the playmaker business, and they've got 2 small guys who can take it to the house, and maybe they utilize both of them. I don't know why you wouldn't.
I really, Moj, I hope so. The idea of having one, I think, more prototypically physically gifted wideout in Cortland Sutton that's a big body, contested catch guy, can win one-on-one battles, jump balls, all that stuff. I love it. But if you were to combine that with Mims and Waddle on the field at the same time, I think that sounds terrifying for an opposing defense because you got two guys that can burn you. And there's only so many defenders. Like, who are you going to shade? You going to double Cortland Sutton because you know he's really good one-on-one? You going to double Waddle to make sure you don't get beat? Like, what are you going to do?
Here's the answer. And one of the texters.
It's. I'm very curious about it. Yeah.
One of the texters said this, Moj. The reason why they haven't leaned into Marvin Mims is pretty simple. Blocking. What would be your answer to that?
Okay, fine. I mean, if whatever. He runs fast, and he runs far, and you throw him the ball. I don't know. Look, I like his skill set. I like his talents. Clearly, he's lacking something on any given week to be in the lineup consistently, regularly, and so on. Maybe Davis Webb, like you guys said. Maybe something he'll draw up will feature both of those guys.
Don't misinterpret this, because I've already read from a lot of listeners this morning who have texted, Mims needs to be more consistent. And my retort is, what are you talking about? When he's in the game, he produces. The only inconsistency is how he's used, when he's used. That's the only consistency issue with Marvin Mims. And now you're bringing Jalen Waddle in. It makes it even more nebulous.
I'll give you an example. There's a guy who just signed a contract today, if you guys missed it. 4 years, $168 million, I think is what it was. 42 plus per year. And that's Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Is he in?
He doesn't block.
Jackson Smith, a good Juba?
Yeah. He does not block.
Yeah, is he like a pancake blocker?
I'm telling you, analytically, his blocking numbers are awful. But he caught 119 balls for 1,700 yards.
And he's virtually the same frame as, he's a little bit bigger than Marvin Mims, but about the same frame.
George Pickens, frame-wise, you look at him like that guy he can't block. He does. I don't know if he just refuses to or what. He hates it. He doesn't block. Here's what's funny. I just threw this into Google because I like when AI, what do they call that? Where they aggregate all these different articles and make a summary of it, right? I said, good receiver, bad blocker. Examples. So the first two that popped up were JSN and George Pickens, who I was just talking about. There's two other guys on this list. Three other ones, but two of them are interesting. They put Marvin Mims in this category. Based on 2025 performance data, Mims was identified among a struggling group of receivers with advanced metric highlighting poor blocking impact during his time on the field. You know who else is on this list? Similar to Mims, rookie data for the 2025 season showed Troy Franklin struggling significantly with blocking efficiency, often earning negative value in this area. One of those guys plays a lot.
A lot more than the other.
Playing a lot more than the other guy, yeah.
One of those guys is targeted a lot more than the other guy. I would argue if you gave Marvin Mims the same amount of targets as you gave Troy Franklin, you would see similar, if not better, numbers.
I don't think there's any question he would be more productive. And this isn't me banging up on Troy Franklin, but I'll tell you this. The issue with Franklin is, there's a category that can kind of I think stick out more than others for how efficient you are as a wideout. And it's catches to targets. And usually, if you're a good wide receiver, you have a really good number of hey, if you're throwing the ball 80 times, you got 60 catches, something like that. Mm-hmm. Franklin was 65 catches on 104 targets. That's just not good enough.
Again, I'm hoping
that's too many incompletions.
Two things that stick out. When Marvin said he was surprised about the Jalen Waddle trade, surprised. I'm sure that surprise stems from, hey, they didn't use me. Now they're going to go get another me. I'm hoping that the Denver Broncos have a change of pace in their approach here, and they understand the value of having not just one, but two burners on the field, two playmakers, two house callers, two guys where you give them space, watch out. Use them.
Yeah.
Use them.
I think it'd be a real shame if we got to the end of this rookie contract for Marvin Mims and it's still this. I don't know what he is. There's one guy that, let's see if you guys can name it. Who's the guy that you would say in Denver sports right now is still years of experience and you don't know exactly what the guy is as a player?
In Denver sports,
Yeah.
years of experience. Well, the Rockies have a baseball player who hasn't played much because he's been hurt.
No, not who I'm thinking of.
Chris Bryant.
Zeke
Not
Najee.
Chris Bryant.
I don't know who Zeke Najee is as a player. Still, to this point, I have no idea. Is he capable? Is he not NBA caliber?
Mm-hmm.
Can he be a bench guy? I have no idea. I don't know.
You're right.
But how do I not know that yet? How is that even possible?
But, Brett, I'm thinking, boys, we're not going to get our answer to that, our intellectual curiosity, until they go someplace else.
That's what I'm saying.
Until they're someplace else and they're utilized in a different way, or maybe, you know what, maybe they're not utilized as much as we think they should be, and the Broncos and the Nuggets are 1,000% correct on where this player belongs in terms of the hierarchy and implementation into the game plan. Maybe, I just think at this point, we don't know. We don't know.
I'm just trying to envision a scenario, and Marvin Mims, look, we've had him on the show before. He talked to you last night, Vic. He's an incredibly nice guy, approachable,
Very nice.
Very much like gracious, kind, all those different things. I don't know what level you have to get to make Marvin Mims be angry, but I got to imagine if you're in camp and Mims is hanging out on the Stidham squad and not the Bo Nix squad, what happens? Does he keep playing good soldier, or is he like, dude, I'm tired of this. Let me play. And if I'm not going to play here, then let me play somewhere else.
He's in the last year.
Yeah,
it's the last year of his contract, so the Broncos are going to have to figure out what to do with him at some point.
Well, that's
either
usually,
they're going to re-sign him or they're going to let him walk.
Usually that's the territory, though, Moj, of expiring contract as guys that you could trade or something like that. All I'm saying is if we hit camp and it's going to be Sutton and Waddle on the outside and that first team getting reps with Bo, who's the other guy that's cycling in? Is it going to be more Bryant? Is it going to be more Franklin? Is it going to be more? Given the history of how they've used Mims, it's not him.
Pat Bryant was at that Nuggets game last night, too. And I'm thinking about his role on the team. And he was a draft pick that was very well received, right? Because he could do what?
Well, he
could block.
He block, yeah. He's also sure-handed. It felt like when the ball is thrown to him,
he could block. So, again, they value blocking so much to the point where they're going to take maybe a lesser skilled talent who can block.
Little Jordan Humphrey.
Over a playmaker. They just the way they're maybe the offense changes with Davis Webb. Maybe they have a different strategy, a different scheme. We'll see.
Here's another. This is a good one, by the way. Guys who we still don't know anything about after years in the league. Texture says Drew Sanders is one of those.
Oh, my gosh. Good point.
Literally, almost never seen him play. And yet, anytime you ask a Broncos coach about Drew Sanders, like, oh, that guy, dynamic, athletic, can play multiple spots, versatile.
Well, I think he looks the part. He just can't get on the field, but he looks. If you just take all of his gear off, he looks like a dude, but he can't get on the field to play like the dude.
Hey, did you guys watch any of that flag football thing?
No.
How about, I didn't watch it either, but apparently the actual flag football players, the guys you constantly made fun of, that quarterback, Darryl Doucette.